Good evening, Southern New England. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Tiffany Murphy. If you haven't heard by now, we had a fire at the ABC6 News studios last week, so we are coming to you in a different format for the time being. For now, let's get to our top story tonight.
New Year's Eve is full of fun for many, but it can also be really dangerous, especially on the road. Tonight, local organizations reiterating the importance of not driving drunk or high. Providence firefighters, though, stepping up, making sure everyone in the city gets home safely. Here's ABC6 News reporter Dominique Turner.
New Year's Eve is notorious for dangerous roads and impaired driving, but once again, Providence firefighters have stepped up, offering impaired drivers free rides home with their Safe Ride program.
Happy New Year!
Ringing in the new year with Providence firefighters, the union continues their annual Safe Ride program going into 2023, offering free rides on New Year's Eve to any Providence resident too impaired to drive.
We'll show up in a car and no questions asked, no judgment. We'll pick you up and get you home safely.
Union President Michael Foley explains they've rented 3 cars, each with 2 firefighters who are volunteering to bring residents home safely as we ring in 2023.
People usually like to hang out with firefighters, so hopefully have a good time on their ride home. We'll give them a tour of the city, sure.
Foley explaining the dangers we often see on our roads every New Year's Eve with accidents and deaths on a night that's supposed to be celebrated.
New Year's Eve is always a dangerous night to be out there sometimes. We're dedicated to the communities we work in. We just want to keep people safe, whether it's on duty or off duty. We're going to be there to help you.
Residents in need of a free lift are asked to call 833-PVD-RIDE.
We're usually pretty busy, so we just ask that people are patient. We're doing this on a volunteer basis.
Foley says he's volunteered to drive in the past and says callers tend to have fun, ask questions, and are grateful to be given a safe ride home.
Thank you to everyone that's been online on our social media, sharing the information, the news outlets, helping us get the word out, and the City Council's been really helpful this year to really help us engage the community and just get the number out there, get the info out there, and hopefully get people home safe.
Again, the number to call New Year's Eve is 833-PVD-RIDE. In Providence, Dominique Turner, ABC6 News.
Another factor to look for this New Year's is the weather. Storm Tracker meteorologist Kelly Bates has a look at our weekend forecast.
How about this day, right? Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures started warmer than yesterday, and with a little bit of warmth and a wind direction from the southwest, we saw temperatures approach record high temperature territory. Taking a look at today's highs preliminarily, we're at 64 in Pawtucket. And I say that because there is still a chance that observations could come in and declare us an official record high tying or breaking day. You see, in Providence, we made it to 62 at the airport, but there is the chance that we could see it come in at 63. And that is the record high for today. We found cooler temperatures from Newport to Westerly out to Block Island because of that southwesterly wind bringing that onshore flow where the water temperature is around 50, so of course it held it cooler. Satellite radar showing, basically high pressure in charge. It's also showing us that front off to our west. Now the front to the west is not expected to come through with precipitation until we get to New Year's Eve day. So for tonight, we're looking at basically rolling in those clouds. Temperatures through the overnight time frame are going to hold pretty steady. In fact, our overnight low is expected to be around 42. And of course, for your planning purposes, your New Year's Eve celebration should include an umbrella because we are looking at rain to be in place for midnight as we welcome 2023 with a very warm temperature of 51. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, Tiffany, we're going to take a look at some of the extremes from New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. All that's just a couple minutes away. Tiff?
New tonight, Massachusetts State Police alongside Worcester Police arresting a suspect in a tree. State troopers joined Worcester Police in the search for that suspect, believed to have broken into a shoe supply store after midnight. Now, after a short pursuit, that suspect ran into the woods off the Massachusetts Turnpike. Officials used a state police helicopter to patrol that area. They were able to find him. He was hiding at the top of a tree. That suspect came down from the tree and was arrested without further incident. The suspect has not been ID'd at this time. Fire crews in Fall River making quick work of a blaze on Hancock Street. Fire officials tell ABC6 News that call came in around 4:30 this morning and they were able to knock down that fire in about 10 minutes. 2 people were home at the time, but thankfully no one was hurt. Multiple tractor-trailer trucks catching fire Thursday in Pawtucket. This all happened around 2 in the afternoon on Prospect Street. Drivers on the highway in Providence could see that smoke from there. Fire officials telling ABC 6 News the investigation on how this has happened has been handed off to the fire marshal. Now to our continuing coverage of the coronavirus. The Department of Health announcing an uptick in COVID-19 cases in the Ocean State. Providence and Kent County are now in the high community level category, while Bristol, Washington, and Newport counties are now designated as medium in regard to community spread. The CDC says the increase in COVID activity isn't expected to last long. Meantime, Boston Public Schools announcing the adoption of a temporary masking protocol there in a letter that's been sent to families. The district says they are asking students and staff to wear masks from January 4th to the 13th. That's a total of 8 school days. Now, in that letter, the district emphasized that no one would be sent home if they did not wear a mask. Disposable masks will be provided at Boston Public Schools for those who need them. New year, new license plate. It's time to say goodbye to that iconic Blue Wave plate, which is being phased out starting in the new year. When you renew your vehicle registration, you'll receive a plate in the mail with the new design. The DMV says they don't want your old license plates. They're asking you to recycle them. The new design, unveiled by Governor McKee back in April, features 5 waves and an anchor.
In political news tonight, 2 big inaugurations happening next week. Governor Dan McKee's inauguration happening January 3rd at a different location than usual, the Rhode Island Convention Center. Now, the change up is being attributed to the typically cold temperatures in January to have an outdoor event. And there's Providence Mayor-elect Smiley. He will be inaugurated this Monday, January 2nd at the Providence Public Library at 2 o'clock. Celebrations will continue at the Providence City Hall following his speech. In national political news, a House committee today releasing 6 years of former President Donald Trump's tax returns after a tumultuous battle in Congress. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
After a years-long battle, former President Trump's tax returns from 2015 to 2020 are now public. The documents released by the Democratic-controlled House Ways and Means Committee raise questions about the former president's status as a self-described billionaire. During the year of his 2016 presidential campaign, Trump claimed a net loss of $32 million, paying just $750 in federal income tax, a sum he also paid in 2017 and 2020 while in office, contradicting his own claims.
Will you tell us how much you paid in federal income taxes in 2016 and 2017?
Millions of dollars.
In 2018, the adjusted gross income of the former president and first lady went up to more than $24 million, and they reported paying nearly $1 million in taxes. In 2019, the two reported making $4.4 million and paid more than $133,000 in taxes. The House committee also revealed Trump's returns weren't audited for the first 2 years of his presidency until lawmakers requested them as part of their investigation into IRS audit practices. That's despite an IRS rule requiring mandatory audits while presidents or vice presidents are in office.
People will likely be surprised about the extent to which the IRS was not conforming to their own.
Top Republicans standing firm with the former president.
Democrats on the Ways and Means Committee have unleashed a dangerous new political weapon.
In a statement, Trump said the tax returns show that his businesses have been successful, and he says the public release of the documents is a dangerous two-way street. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
In other national news at this hour, law enforcement sources tell ABC News 28-year-old Brian Koberger was arrested in Pennsylvania today in connection with the murders of 4 college students in Idaho. ABC News reports a SWAT team entered the location where he was staying and then took him into custody. Now, according to court documents obtained by ABC News, a Pennsylvania judge ordered his extradition to Idaho, where he will face criminal charges. You can visit abc6news.com and download the ABC6 News app for updates on this developing story. Stay with ABC6 News for more stories and weather just ahead. You can stay updated on the latest news in Southern New England by visiting us on abc6.com and downloading the ABC6 News app.